Yes. Okay. So let's start. First of all, thank you so much, guys, for gifting me your time as I'll gift you this presentation as well. I'm here because I've met Vlad at one of the events we do here in Portugal, and we were discussing gamification, and he was kind enough to pitch this to the team and Filipa to make this happen for us. So thank you so much. In this next hour, I'm going to talk with you guys about gamification. The main idea here is to give you tangible examples for you guys to connect better how gamification could be used to help you in your daily challenges in business, but maybe also in life, and you will see some examples on that. And I'll try to make this a bit light, so I'll share some quick videos. There are some moments where ideally we would interact, but for sake of time, like if you unmute your mic and shout out one answer here is not a problem as well. But the most thing I would ask of you guys is maybe to use the raise hands here in Meet. This will be a way for me to count answers and follow up with the content for you guys. But don't be shy. If you unmute yourself and start talking, I'll engage with you, but I'll also ask, okay, let's time to move on so we can go over all the content. So let's start now. Basically, this talk will be about how gamification can help you with retention, acquisition, or engagement. Okay, and for us to start this talk, I like to start with a quick video that I think will help all of you here to kind of normalize what gamification can be. So this is a very good example of a gamification practice that Volkswagen team did. I'll cut this video in the middle, but I want you guys to get the essence so that we can start discussing what gamification is or can be. I'll stop the video here. I know streaming sometimes videos cannot work for everyone. I hope audio was good and you could understand the essence. But in case the video didn't work, the or you jumped into the meeting in the middle, so the huge idea from them was let's change those speed radars that we have to something that everyone can see, and people that obey the law have a chance to get the money from people that doesn't obey the law. It's beginning one of the roads, so everyone's exactly, Benjamin. So it's a very interesting idea they did, and the most important thing here is it's not that it was an interesting idea. When we see things like that, or we see these kind of results, like the reduction of speed, it was reduced for 22%. So I can state for you guys, and we could state that gamification could change the world. If all radars were like that, if we that are obeying the law could win some money, because we don't know what they do with the money. Exactly, Harold. Like, Why would the government need that money? So give that back to the community because we don't know what the money goes to. This will make much more people obey the law. And if everyone is following the normal speed, we would have way less accidents and things like that. So I really like this video because of this question here, like fun or ludic, right? We saw that it looks like a casino, a jackpot thing, and it's very fun and very ludic. And although they were very present there, I believe, and that's one of the key messages I want to show you guys through this presentation, that that's not the main component that generated those results, okay? And that's what we are going to discuss today about gamification. So I have a quick question for you guys. So time for us to use the raise hands here so we can do a quick poll. So how many of you, in what you know about gamification, thinks that gamification is related to making things more fun? If you think that's true, please use the raise your hand so we can count here. A lot of hands. Okay, hands are coming in. We are at 20, we have 60, so 33%. Maybe we will get to around 50. That's good. Okay, so gamification, we and a lot of people think that you can now unraise your hand, so we will use that again. A lot of us think that gamification is also just about making things fun because maybe we were trained for that since childhood. If you guys have seen this movie 60 years ago, Mary Poppins, it's not the best song they have in the movie, but there's this critical moment in the film where they have the kids trying to do something and she says like, in every job that must be done, there's an element of fun. If you find the fun, snap, the job is a game. And they start singing something that I can recall right now. But yes, we are always trying to make things that are repetitive or maybe boring. If we could change that into fun things, maybe we would do it more. So, yes, makes the medicine go down. Yes, now I remember the song. Thanks, guys. So, for us to move forward now and try to understand what gamification is, I'm going to use the raise hands again, but this time is to know something about you. So, you are at the gamification talk, and I want to know who of you are not gamers. You don't consider yourself a gamer, either you don't like playing games, and don't worry, we are not kicking you guys out. This is an inclusivity talk, but I want to know this so that we can discuss what are games. So we are here at around 15. That's good, guys. Thanks. If this is the moment for you to open your mic and shout something, you can do that because now I'm going to explain to you guys what are games so that we can understand how can we go from understanding what are games to understand what is gamification. And then some theory to apply to your business and then use cases, okay? So what is a game? Most people, when they don't raise a hand here, they think we are talking about video games. That's very common. My images here also refer to that. So in the first block here, okay, these two plumbers, we all know this game, right? Let's take these two plumbers and save the princess. That's a game. But what else is a game? A game is everything that we need, that we do because we like, because we say, I'm doing this because I want to do this. And when we are when I was with Vlad, for instance, people said, I don't play games, but my hobbies are I dance, I read books, I surf, I do a lot of things. So those things that you guys consider hobbies are actually games because of the game definition, and I'm going to give you more examples here, so don't be alarmed now. But sorry, a game is a voluntary action to solve an unnecessary problem. So when I say that we are going to surf, hey, I'm getting this board and there's a wave coming and I'm trying to catch it and stand up. This is a game, right? When I say I want to dance, and I like the dance example because, hey, let's put some music and start moving our bodies through the rhythm of that because we want, because we like it, because it gives us satisfaction to do so. Okay, that's also a game. But if you what you do, your hobby is not dancing or surfboarding, let's use the example as the Olympic sports, right? All Olympic sports are actually games. The correct name is Olympic Games. And there's something that we have in common with all those sports that tell us what gamification is. And I'm going to get to that definition in this five sequence here. So I explained what games are. Games are voluntary actions to solve unnecessary problems. Either taking the plumber to solve the princess, either doing things because you want, your hobby, fishing, dancing, surfing, reading, all of that can be considered a game. And we can consider that that is a game because of the first rule. All games are consisted on known rules and hidden mechanisms. So every time we say that we are in a game, for instance, right now, this talk is a game. Most of you know that there are rules here. I'm the one. Do you have to enjoy it for you don't have to enjoy it for it to be considered a game. Remember the first slides when we were saying fun? Is fun mandatory? No, it's not. But if it is a voluntary action to solve an unnecessary problem, like you are not doing this because you are obliged to do it. You never play law. Hey, I played a lot of law. We can discuss that later. So, but uh, let me finish this example on the talk. So on the talk right now, you all know, you all have your muted microphones. You know that if you put something in the chat, maybe I'll read it and interact with you. You know that there's the rule that if I ask you, you can raise hands and you can use that as an interaction. So these rules are what's making this game viable. And the hidden mechanism, for instance, is internet, is much more things. Like if I'm doing two things at the same time, I'm not necessarily paying attention, so I'm not engaged in the game, but I'm not disrupting the fun for the others or the others to do that activity, for instance. And the next step here is for all games to work. There is this theory that says that when we are in a game, we enter a magic circle. So the example here is if someone unmutes its mic and forget it unmuted its mic and there's loud music playing or noise playing, this game can't continue. We can't continue playing the game if someone is not following by the rules. If we are playing football and someone starts using the hand to make miracle goals like Maradona, there's no game, right? So we need to make sure that if we are playing a game, everyone is part of it. That's why the game works. And the fourth one on games, so that we arrive to gamification, and the most important one, all games have the ability to teach us something. Because what we do with games are practice and repetition. Including law, my friend, like you go and you play again and again and you lose again and again and you think, no, the first win of the day, and you lose again. But every time you play, you learn something. Maybe is that if I lost the first one, I should forget about it and come back in the next game. Maybe it's best just to play with my friends because there's a lot of trolls. Maybe I prefer to playing ranked. Maybe I prefer to playing this lane. Every time we are engaging with a game, we are learning something. We are improving in something. And games have the ability to show us things that we are good at or can be good at if we keep practicing and repeating. It could be surf, it could be dance, it could be doing meetings, it could be doing presentations for work. Doesn't matter. Every time we are practicing and repeating this, we are learning and getting better at something, okay? So, what is gamification? Gamification is a design focused on human motivation. I'll advise you guys to use this reference. If you go now to ChatGPT, to Google, they won't give you this answer. They will give you a different one. And maybe that's why I'm gifting this talk. I do my content to maybe try to make them change that. Because I'm going to explain you now one example here, and you will see more examples on how is a design focused on human motivation. Basically, when I was mentioning sports, surfing, or it could be football. Okay, the game is football. We get 11 guys each side, or girls each side. They have a ball and they need to put in the goal in the other team, and there's a lot of rules, 90 minutes to do that. So a lot of rules, a lot of hidden mechanisms like gravity. We kick the ball up and the ball needs to come down eventually. And what is the gamification in the soccer or football element? Is the points that we win every time we complete that match. So if we win, we get 3 points. If we lose, we don't get points. I don't know. And then there's the championship. So we play each weekend, we play with a different team to see who ranks up. And when we rank up, we go to the finals, semifinals to get the trophy at the end. You see these elements, the normal reference on what gamification is, adding game elements into non-gaming context, is add points, add trophies, add leaderboards to an activity. The activity here is football. But we are not playing to get magical points. We play because when I was a gamer, I used to get angry a lot. Yes, my wife says the same to me. You tell me that you are playing this to relieve some stress, but I think you are more stressed when you play than when you are working, right? And yes, we are not playing games to get digital coins or digital rankings. Maybe some of us are, and we are going to discuss that a bit more. But essentially, we are doing that because it grants us some form of satisfaction. Even when we are mad, we were trying to perform better. We are trying to do something different. We are testing ideas, and we evolve by doing that. Points, rankings, leaderboards are additional elements that are there, but they are not the key decision why we are playing the games. And I'll give you guys more examples, okay? I'm going to shift now from definition so that we can go to practical. I'm going to talk a bit more about your company, not your company, but companies, and then show you real life examples that us as consumers experience. So for you guys to understand why I talk about gamification, why I love this discussion and why I study this, you need to know something about me. I came from a world where economy has collapsed. You guys seen that I have a different accent. Maybe the way that the word is showing here, maybe will give you the hint. I'm Brazilian, okay? But that's not the economy that I'm talking about. Hey, Alison, good. So I'm Brazilian. But that's not the economy I'm talking about. I'm talking about this world of the loyalty and incentive programs that are creeping on your phones or cluttering your wallets. Every brand wants to give you some point or some stamp card, and they call it club, family, car, discount club, whatever. A lot of dumb name variations to say buy from us and get some points, and maybe you will get better at it, or maybe you get a reward at the end. But most of all already know that there's no reward at the end, and those points were unfortunately just for show. I come from this world. I worked with this for the past 15 years, and I study about this. So when I moved here to Portugal, I'm here in Portugal for the past 2 years, I started to try to understand how loyalty works here in Portugal, because it's very, very differently from Brazil. So I visited the stores and I create content on that on my YouTube channel. I found some researches here to see that the Portuguese, I don't know how many of you are here in Portugal, but they really dislike this kind of loyalty programs. In the last survey that we had here, it was in February this year, 2,600 people replied that 50% of them are not part of any loyalty program. But you all know that we have Cartão Continente, we have Fenac, whatever, we have IKEA family. We need to have those things because it's a dumb decision not to have in the way they pitch it. We have it, but we don't use it because it's dumb to keep using because the program doesn't work as well. So I study this, and what I want to show you guys before showing you real life examples is the discussion on what's this relationship strategy for your brand. When they give us points, when they give us stamp cards, what are they trying to do, right? What I know is all brands have already mastered this game to do media, to do reputation, to do trade agreements, to do campaigns. And in the culture here, you guys have, for instance, lunch and learn. This is something that you have here in SwissBorg, and it's of your culture, and that's how you guys learn together, evolve together, and get influence to new things together. So we all do these things to have a user at the center, but this message is fragmented. The people that are managing the lunch and learn is not the people that are creating the message to go to the end consumer, and not the people that are discussing with our, if you guys had a distributor, to say how the sales clerk would talk about your brand at the end. So this is what I refer to as a relationship strategy, and most relationship strategies doesn't work because the companies don't understand the motives of why the customers are returning. So why are people adopting SwissBorg, opening the wallet there, buying crypto there? Why are they doing that? This is a very important question that we need to dig deeper to understand if they keep buying with us, are they buying to attend to a basic need? So are they doing it just because we charge less or we do something than the competitors? And hey, it's not a problem to be a brand that's the cheapest one around, like Primark. Okay, we all know what's going on there. It's the cheapest one around, and we need some different clothes, and we go there because we need it. Exactly me. So a lot of brands we interact with because we attend to a basic need. For instance, Ryanair, right? No one wants to be treated like that, but we need to get to certain destinations with the best price possible and in the time that we need. That's why we are their customers, and they don't play around that. They know that. That's why they try to, during the flight, they try to sell you all kinds of crazy things to maximize profit while you are stuck there. Not you can't use the internet, and you need to take decisions there. The other reason why people go to engage with us can be through carrots and sticks. If we offer them an additional reward, so if you keep buying with us, if you keep visiting our stores and whatever, you can get those points or those stamp cards. And if you get 10 stamp cards, you will get a pizza for free. This is one example that motivates us to become their customers. Great. But it can also be on the other side of the spectrum. Like Continente here in Portugal does this a lot, and probably you guys, wherever you are, someone is doing some form of cashback. Like now in Black Friday, a lot of the offers are not direct discounts, are cashbacks. So you buy something, you get 20% as cashback, but you have 10 days to use that. So if you don't come back in 10 days, you will lose those discounts, those credits. So you need to come back and spend more. So these are ways brands do their relationship strategies to keep users coming back. And when we are talking about gamification, that's our focus here. We want to talk with customers that want to make business with us because they want to, let's remove the music, because they like it. They prefer us. They like our brand. They want to make business with us because they connected with our principles. And I'm going to show you guys now real examples on connecting with principles and how to use gamification to make that. So, to start, let's now discuss real life examples. I really believe that gamification has already transformed us, and at this moment, we have some time. I'll give you guys a chance to open the mic and say, what brand do you guys think this is their purpose in the website? We ignite opportunity by setting the world in motion. Vlad, you can't answer. Everyone else, if you want, you could try to pitch a brand here. IBM. Could be. Someone else? 5 seconds. Zolt is trying to find that in the internet. Don't rob, man. Sweat. No, it's not Sweat as well. So guys, the brand that says, yes, Benjamin, you got it. It could be SwissBorg, I don't know. We ignite opportunity by setting the world in motion is by Uber. And they say that what started as a way to tap a button to get a ride has led to billions of moments of human connections. Very interesting choice of words. Billions of moments of human connections, right? And why do they use those words? And why do I want to talk about Uber and gamification? Do you guys not necessarily use it as Tinder? Yeah, we are discussing this today as well, Alessandro. Don't jump ahead. But so you probably all have watched Black Mirror on Netflix. So Black Mirror is that series where they create. You're a visionary. Black Mirror is. I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing with the chat here. Stop, guys, please. Black Mirror is that series where they get what would be the future of technology and create some crazy scenarios in some forms. Some of them are really meant to make us like dislike what we see, but some of them we say this is never happening, but it already did. So if you watched Black Mirror, you will remember this episode. A very interesting episode that starts with a girl that shows her social profile like they have in China, and you are scored in every interaction you do in life. You talk with your mom, you need to score that. You go to buy a coffee, you need to score that. And throughout her journey, she starts as very great and going through a huge opportunity to become superstar and a very famous person. And in the episode, everything goes wrong. She starts getting negative feedbacks from everyone and ends up in jail, can't get a ride, and things like that. That's exactly what happens to us in Uber, right, guys? If you don't behave at Uber, they give you bad score. And if they don't behave with us with Uber, we give them bad scores. Ah, yeah, that was a spoiler. I had to tell that first. But hey, Black Mirror is out for 4 years now. You guys need to watch that. So if we don't behave at the cars, and if the cars are not clean, and the person that at the car don't behave, we are excluded from the system. So I think that through the use of gamification, Uber has solved the weirdest problems in our lives. And I call this the weirdest problem because we all know that we should not enter strangers' cars, right? We should not enter a stranger's car in any reason. But now we do it every day. For the past 10 years, we do it. And we do it, I'll not say without fear, but we do it constantly. And we do it because of gamification. Because in 3 seconds, it opens up a screen that says, this person that's coming to get you is 5 point whatever star. He has done 10 five-star rides, and he's good for this and that. He's been with us for 4 years, and you take that decision with less discomfort, and you board their car and you arrive at your destination. This is 100% done by gamification without anyone telling us the rules. Every one of us here, we are at 68 people. Every one of us here have our own criteria to say what's a five-star ride, what's a one-star ride, right? We They never told us no. If there's a weird smell, give one or give four. We create our own criteria to do that, and most of us probably decide not to rank. Like, I didn't like the ride, but I'm not ranking because the person I think the person that's driving this car is striving to survive here, and he needs that job, and I don't want them to be fired. So we take a lot of decisions based on gamification, a simple act of giving 5 stars, um, and that transformed our lives. So this is the first example on how gamification can be done. Not to be fun. We are not discussing fun, but the icons are ludic, the icons are very colored. But what we see is a 5 star, we give yes and no, and all the business works just because of gamification. And now I want to show you guys that it's not just Uber that does that. Most brands that we use every day or that we like, they thrive on gamification elements, gamification techniques, without, except for Duolingo here, without looking like a game. It doesn't look like a game. The main approach or the main focus is not to try to make it fun, but it's the gamified elements there that keep us motivated. I'm seeing here that I can't pronounce your name, my friend. Maybe it's Pear. And there's Alessandro also still with their hands up. I don't know if you guys want to talk something or if I can move on. Yeah. Yeah, no, no worries. No worries, man. No worries. It's just that something that caught my attention here. So, as I think it was Alessandro, as someone predicted the future, let's talk about another very, very interesting gamification element. Tinder. Tinder, this video, guys and girls, is in Portuguese. So I'm going to put English subtitles here because I definitely think that we need to watch this video and then we can keep on. Okay, the video is very important for us to keep going. So let me just pause, add the subtitles for us. They have real English subtitles, so we don't need to worry. Let me just make this bigger, 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 bigger. Here size would matter, right? For just for us to see the subtitles. So I'm playing the video and then we will discuss. Okay, so yes, after the presentation, I'm going to share this next slide with you guys. And if you want, you can see the end joke as well. That end joke is not appropriated for the corporate environment, but again, it's a sketch, it's fun. So this is the teaser for you guys. Watch this afterwards, and there's the end joke as well. So here, for me, I really think this video is important, not only because I think it's very funny, but because they are getting things that we do on our, he is talking about getting something that we do on our daily basis, not that we do Tinder on a daily basis, but he's talking about something that he does, and he converted that with weird people from the internet into a game. So there he, while he do that, he talks about a lot of gamified elements that are in Tinder. Tinder is not a game, but the way he pitches it, it's the most fun game, and you get money doing that. And so let's discuss this, okay? So in case the video was not working, I also have this x-ray for us to understand what was this story that he was pitching. So if I was going into Tinder right now, you all know that for you to start on Tinder, you don't need to have the app. I never used the app as well, and Per is going to make the joke with the wife, or someone said that was going to do that. We don't need to have the app to know how it works, because of all those gamification elements that everyone thinks, wow, this was innovative and things like that. So if I was going to Tinder right now, the first thing I need to do is create my profile, my avatar. So you guys here have your own avatars. I have mine as well. It really looks like me and highlights all my categories and strengths, right? So if I was going to Tinder right now, this would be me. And as he explained, I'm going to play with guys to have more chance to get matches. I'm swiping right and left to decide who I want to play more with. I can use my super light to make sure that I'm passing the next level. Then I'm sharing nudes and I'm getting money in the bank. This was the story that he was telling. And now I'm going to show you guys a framework designed to create gamified solutions. This framework called Octalysis framework from Yukai Sho, I have here in the presentation I'm going to share with you guys. There's the TED Talk on him about this. And if you notice throughout the presentation, most slides have some reference to some author and to some TED Talks that could help you guys understand a bit more about those subjects, like motivation, like the things that we discussed on gamification. This Octalysis framework is what he calls an 8-core drive that talks about motivators for people that we could use. We could design our solution using these motivators to make people engage with us. So they are epic meaning, accomplishment, empowerment of creativity, ownership, social influence, scarcity, unpredictability, and avoidance. If you go and see his TED Talk, you will see that this framework can be used in different angles, only the top side up, only the part down, only the left side, and this will give you different approaches on how you are trying to create your gamification. But let's just make this for Tinder. So doing again the example, the first thing I do is create my avatar. So it's something that's mine. I use my creativity to put the things that I think are most important to me, to make others find me appealing, interesting to talk to. Great. This was the first part of the thing. The second thing is I'm interacting with other humans there, other guys, and I don't know who are the guys that are going to show up to me. I can't control that, like probably due to region or something like that. Great. But the app is showing me unpredictable people. I don't know who is in the app. I don't know who is going to show to me. I cannot go and search for Camille. I want to match with Camille. I can't do that. It shows me unpredictable people, and I have a one-time only decision. I want to go to the next level with him or not, or I don't want to keep talking with him and the game ends for us. Great. We are the ones in control. So when we match right and the other person does it as well, we are in the next level. So we don't know who is going to match with us or not. And there was another one. And this shows our social influence. So we decide upon the picture that we shown and the limited information who we want to talk more to. If we really want to talk to someone, we can use our superpower, limited amount, to make sure so it's limited, we all can do it, and if we do it, we level up. Great. Once we level up, and now we are in the next stage where we need to use your social skills and we need to know all that we have to be creative, very creative, showing nudes and similar things. That's something that's scarce. It's not available everywhere. It's not everyone that have access to that. That's why it's interesting to go to the next level with me. And the only thing we need to make sure we are not doing is getting arrested. Okay? So that was the product converted into a game from the guy, converted into the framework. So you can see that this framework can be used for you to design what you want to accomplish with your audience. And by doing that, you will evolve into this journey, into this experience. So by using this Octalysis framework, you can plan your idea, you can roadmap it, and you can start understanding how will be the user journey to be more engaged with you. Another important thing that I need to refer here, it's not about copying something that works. Okay, guys? So it's not, because Tinder has the swipe, we can do that and it will work for us. As in the Uber example, Tinder has a very powerful purpose. We are on a mission to power and inspire real connections by making meeting easy and fun for every new generation of singles. When you read this, when you see that design and you know what it is, you say, okay, there's a very clear why. There's a very clear reason why they have chosen those elements if that's their purpose. Hey, I'm not, you can see there are some gray beer here. So I know that they created the idea first at the pub or something, and then they come with marketing and generate these great things to make it connect. But we can do it different. We can understand what's the essence of what we are, and we can design experiences for our audience to make them more engaged or retain using these methods, okay? So to finalize this theory and go to the last benchmarks, for you to do gamification, it's about understanding your audiences. In the beginning, we were chatting here, someone saying about law, about games that we play. So this is just one of the archetypes that can be used when you are designing a game, but you could be used for a gamified solution. And there are way other things for you to do archetypes. But when we are doing games, I think this is interesting because we are talking about game elements. So this theory, Heart Club, Diamond, Spades, Player Who Suit Moods, it's something very old. It's 1800 and something. And the guy were studying multiplayer online environments. And this is still true today because people study that and created the games that we play now using this. We know that 1% of the people that are here are the killers. This means that even in the Olympic Games, it's not everyone that's there to be gold medal. They are just like, I'm doing the best I can. How many people do you see going to run a 10K run near home to say, I just went faster than I went the other time. I performed better. No one is doing that to get the gold medal. Yes, they get a medal at the end, but that's not what they are doing that. They are doing it because they want to see that they can do it. They want to challenge themselves, or they want to do it because they want to see if they can do it if it's raining, if it is in different terrains, if it is in a climbing or whatever. So they are exploring different things on how can they practice what they like. And most of us do these things to socialize. Even when we are playing LOL, if we are not playing with our friends, we are playing to have things to talk about with our friends by someone that did something very dumb or because we did something very interesting, and we have stories to share with them, even if we are not playing together. So most people are looking into brands or activities to find people to connect with common interests. So that's the thing that you guys need to understand. What is your business goals? Why are you wanting to engage your audience using gamification? And what are they looking for? If you can find these shared interests, you can gamify it, you can design a path for them to engage with you. This is a quick summary on how you will do your strategy, understand your why, have this as like find people that believes in what you believe, find the shared interest, use the octalysis for you to design their journey, and you can start doing it by yourselves. So we are at the final 10 minutes here, so I'm going to use the next 7 to quickly go through benchmarks for you guys. This extra bonus here is just to say, when we talk about games, there's that element that people say, hey, I don't like games because they make people addicted. And what I want you guys to know is, and there's a TED talk on that, the TED talk is not good. And I was discussing just like how many hours do people play games? Like we play a lot of games, and we could say that we are addicted to that, but I don't think that addicted is the correct word. I think that we are hooked, and we are hooked because games are master at this technique, flow. Okay, so the book is interesting, the TED not that good. This technique, we have this progressive challenge and skill that keep us in the flow state longer, and we want to go back to that. It's the same thing for people that are high level athletes and or doing the marathon. During the marathon, at the end you say, I don't felt that I was this exhausted, I didn't feel that I was needing water, I was just in the zone, I was doing my best, and I was focused on what I was doing. If games are not masters at this, no one plays their games. And if we put the game in the shelf, we are not playing that again. So they need to design the user journey from challenge and skill. And you all had a friend, an uncle, a weird person that you say, oh my God, this person is level 500 on Candy Crush. They are not even a gamer. But because this level and challenge was so very well designed, we had a lot of people playing these mobile games for a long time, okay? So, to wrap up, benchmarks. I'm going to skip this one due to time. I want to talk about this one, Bird Feeder. This is a guy, or this is a brand that converted the real world into a game. So basically these guys make bird feeders for you to put at your yard, and it's a bird feeder where you put the food and the birds come to you, but it has a camera, and when a new bird arrives, the camera snaps a photo, sends you a message and say, hey, you have a new visitor, and you open the app, and you could run, if you are at home you could run outside to see it, but you open the app and they say, hey, you have a new visitor. AI say, what's the kind of bird that was at your yard? And you can add that bird to your collection, because they say, hey, you don't have an European robin yet. Now you can click this button and add that photo to your collection, and now birds became Pokemons, and you need to start collecting all birds that visit you, and you want to have better pictures of the birds because something happened, and now this becomes a joyful experience at your house. They got a normal thing that we know. Most people have like this water to give, but some have food. They got a thing from our real life, added a camera, added an app, and now I want to have one as well, and probably some of you want to have this bird feeder also. This other example here, this company here, Kubo, they are here in Portugal, they are in Brazil. They create games using gamification. So they help companies on their challenges to do team building, to do activations, to do promotions. So this example here is great. Like they were in a site with a bank saying, with Movida, one of the companies that you hire cars, and the challenge was you need to it's an escape room that you need to make your car start, and you are late for the airport, and you will lose your flight if you don't go in 1 minute. So they use those motivation techniques to design things so that you get engaged and learn when you do that. In this example was great. You had 1 minute to solve the challenge. So you go into the car and you need to have to turn on the car, and the fastest person would get some money or some prize. And the answer was simple. When you want to go as fast as you can somewhere, most of you, and if it's not a real car, most of you don't care about the seat belt. So it was just a reason about put the seat belt and the car starts. But if you don't put the seat belt, you have 1 minute, you are late, it's not a real car, it's not going to drive anywhere, I'm not putting the seat belt. So it's using all those concepts through the Octalysis framework to create solutions. They have other interesting examples. We have a partnership. We do workshops together. We did a workshop at Productize, helping people use this Octalysis to design their products and things like that. So I really like the work that they do, and it's interesting for you guys to go to their website and check out the games that they create. And when I say games, to sum up, this is important. Aren't it just games? Like what you were saying was just games. No, Tinder is not a game. No, Uber is not a game. But yes, gamification is a technique that's used inside games to keep us motivated to play them. So yes, there are advert games, games that were created just to put the brand in an entertainment content. There are simulations. We all know all airplanes that we fly right now are with people that learn how to fly airplanes in simulators, right? So simulations is another very important part of games, and it's growing through the use of VR and things like that. And also serious game, but that's a concept too broad here. But basically, a serious game is a game that was created not to be entertaining. So someone at the beginning said, it always need to be, I always need to have fun? No, not necessarily, but that's not the serious game part as well. But no, that it doesn't need to be, you don't need to have fun always. So I wanted to show you guys some real examples here. So this is Burger King Brazil. It's one of my job. I work mainly for Brazil. This is one of my projects. And basically, they had this shake and win. You have seen this many places. But in Burger King, for 18 million users, we made something that really worked. And why? Because we understood the user journey. So basically, every day, the people could get the app, shake the app, and have a chance to get a free meal or a free ice cream or a free something. But they need to have 30 minutes to redeem. So we were giving out a lot of free meals, and every day you had a chance. But the idea was they are going to shake this at 11:30. Right now, when we are deciding, if we are at the office, we are deciding where are we going for lunch, right? If we are in 6 people and one of us wins, I'm not taking the line alone. We are going together. So, hey, let's go to Burger King. So one is getting for free, but he's bringing with them 5 people. And the results here were amazing throughout this campaign. And now they repeat this, but in focal points in Brazil to make adoption work better in the area that they want. I have this example here for Volkswagen as well, and it's the final example. Volkswagen had this incentive campaign for the past 15 years, and it's called Territory. This is Volkswagen Brazil as well, talking with the dealerships, the sales guys on the dealerships, 5,000 people. But they lost the essence. They forgot what's territory. Right now, territory for them is just having dirt behind the car. It's not part of the design. It's not part of the user journey. And what we did was, let's bring the territory back. So when you say incentive for sales team is rankings, leaderboard, sell more cars, and the people that sell more cars get a trip at the end of the year. In their case, what we did was we brought the territory back to the digital experience. So the territory is a map where the people that are ranking up if they are going to take 50 people into the trip in the end of the year, there are 50 slots for people to conquer and to put their face there. So my face now owns a territory, and for someone to get that trip, they need to take my spot. And for them to take their spot, we were using this approach. They had the cards that was giving the examples very easily. And for you to take my spot, oh my God, we were playing Super Trump. You know, that card game where you had like they have for every kind of things. You have for cars, you have for rocket, top trumps. I don't know, the name changes from country to country, but basically you have for everyone, for Formula One cars, for a lot of things. It's a way for you and a friend to compare stats, and you say, I'm shot calling, and we are going to compare. Super cool. I sorry, Ming, I need to end time, and if people can stay longer, great. I'm just need to get to the final here, and I will answer you. So basically, being top tier in ranking is not something passive that you go and say, I'm not in the ranking, I'm not accessing anymore. If I want to get a spot at the trip, I need to constantly go there. The website will show you can get Zolt spot. So you will go there, you will see your stats, Zolt stats, and say, take that spot for me. And now everyone is seeing that I took Zolt's place. And when someone does that to me, I want that back, right? So we were using these elements to create the story, to bring the territory, and that's me. I told you guys in the beginning, I'm working with incentive and loyalty using gamification for the past 15 years. I've worked with over 160 projects in multiple industries. I won awards. This is an award in Brazil with Ipiranga, one of the biggest gas and oil brands there. And I've worked with these brands, helping them solve their challenges through gamification and incentives. To wrap up, I created for you guys, since you are in the Web3 and things environment, I wanted to give you guys an NFT for attending this talk. So I'm sending you the PPT. You have 24 hours to redeem this. So you can go into this website, gotas.social, and use this code, Let's Play SwissBorg, to remind us of this moment that we had together. And maybe if we see each other again and you get my drops again, probably in the future I'll use that as a way for us to do more things together, to do podcasts together and things like that, people that are constantly engaged with me. I did this talk mainly to have you guys to follow me on LinkedIn and to share this content. I want to do this talk in two different, I forgot the word now, but I think this content is relevant and I want to share it with more and more people. So I think that by having more people following me on LinkedIn, I'll be invited to do this talk on different places. So I really want to thank you guys for the time. I hope you enjoyed it. And that's it for today. Great, man. Thank you so much. So if you guys need to drop, I'm going to look for chat. There was something from Ming, and I can stay here for a bit longer, but it's on you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, Ming, if you are still here, um, I've shown Vlad and some of the guys in the team an approach similar to that. I'm going to start with a bank company in Brazil that's doing they I don't know the translation of that. It's like putting your money into stocks, but they are not stock. They are from the real estate business where you get every month you get some money back. And the main idea is for them to have a diverse portfolio and to tangibilize these kind of things, like the same for you guys. Crypto is not something really tangible. It's a weird name sometimes, right? And it's hard to keep track on that. And by using badges, like by using NFTs, like as this example, we can make something that the people, or for the birds, those pictures are things that I remember. I can put in my wallet. I can start collecting that because I know if my wallet is bigger with birds or these badges, it means that my portfolio is more diverse. I'm more safe doing that and things like that. So you can use these elements to teach as Uber did, right? We learn and we started trusting in the system because of the badges. Go. Ludic. It's a ludic challenge. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Great. Yeah. Yeah. Normally, the Volkswagen. Yeah. Let me share my screen 1 second with you. Because it's correct to say Ming or it's Mingli. Okay. Yes, but I don't know if I. Okay, so normally, me when I'm starting to understand this challenge with companies, I start with remember that your audience doesn't only buy what you sell. You and I, we buy from everywhere. So look for good references from your audience or from your personal experience on things that are making you more engaged. I'll get to the game in a second, okay? When you get those inspirations, get people in line. That's mainly, for instance, the workshop there. Let's discuss all the different audiences. What are the behaviors? The behavior is learn about what's investing in crypto. The behavior is opening a wallet with us. The behavior is buying the first one. So create a very big list of behaviors that are your business goals. And now let's understand the users. And understand the users, it's talking to people, talking to users, to do a cross-reference saying, hey, why are you investing with us? That question in the beginning. Why are you investing with us? Why are you investing there? Because it's easy. Because, for instance, sometimes people say, no, because, and I'm not one of them, but because of my manager. I trust my manager. My manager was the one that was helping my parents, and we trust them. So maybe they are missing that human element in this relationship, that part of your design was not to have that. But hey, it's when you said gamification tricks, I'll call it motivational triggers, because now we when I say the manager, what is the gamification technique there? Is having a mentor, right? So when you onboard, you decide to play this game with us. That's not a game, but you decide to have this journey with us with a mentor, and the mentor will have weekly talks or things like that. Let me stop sharing this to show you something. I really like this. You guys are in the tech environment. You probably you know Salesforce, or you know people that have Salesforce. Hey, Salesforce thrives into. I'm sorry, this is in Portuguese. It's my computer but you will understand what I want to tell you. Salesforce also have a game to show you how to become a Salesforce expert. It doesn't matter the path you are taking. So when you go to Trailhead, they say the fun way to learn, similar to Duolingo, but it doesn't look like a game in Duolingo. So I'm not bringing you to the ludic environment, telling that you are fighting against something. But I'm doing as most games do, like someone was mentioning League of Legends. The first thing is select your role. So I want to be a sales professional, and my main skills are that, and I will learn similar to this. So this for me is the same selection screen on a game when I say I'm going to be a cleric, I'm going to be a fighter, I'm going to be something. And after I chose this path, the journey starts, and the journey is putting me into knowledge trails to get points and rankings while I'm in that trail, and to compare me with the rest of the people that are playing this game, to rank up and to give me social things. So I put on LinkedIn and say, I get a new certification on this and that, and someone DMs me saying I need you in my team. So they changed the game. And if you are similar to you, if you are close to Salesforce or people that work in Salesforce, everyone knows if you are not playing that game, man, you are not progressing in the career. It doesn't matter how good you are. You need to play that game to be better. And it's not a game. Although it's colorful, vibrant colors, this is not a game. This is professional, and this is making you better grow. And this could be made for you to be more aware of your own money, because everyone wants to stop working at some time and live by passive income by some way and find the best approach to them. So this is all gamified as well. And it's understanding these motivational triggers, creating this path, creating this journey where they progressively evolve by what they do. So you guys, Vlad and the team showed me some of your iterations, giving you badges for having more money there or things like that. Like sweat coins, a lot of people use that. But does that put me in a journey where I really believe, or is just an extra tab that I never look for that and don't know if I'm doing that or not? Even though it's not a game, you don't need to say we are trying to fight the world in something. I need to feel that I entered a journey, that I started, and that I'm progressing, and that I need to keep putting track. And again, could be badges, could be other approaches. There are so many game elements out there, and there are so many bad games also. So it's not about being a game or looking like a game, it's about the user journey with challenge and skill. Exactly. For in Brazil, there's a brand called Connect Car. Here in Portugal, you have the similar to that. That's Via Verde, but basically, it's the tags that you put on your car, so you don't need to pay for whatever. With them, we did this talk, and then something that we did like as something with them. We did a workshop for them to do a hackathon. So we did a workshop to use the Octalysis framework for them to put their ideas after the inspiration. They played the game as well from Thiago to like there are more things why we did that, but everyone made their Octalysis using the hackathon approach, and then they have the 24-hour sprint to do something. To be honest, this could be a great way for you guys to source a lot of ideas. But the problem is not having good ideas, it's having a strategy. It's doing the first part, our why, connecting with the user, and then building something. Because if in that hackathon, is it nice, let's do the same thing, let's get good inspirations from Tinder, from that and that. This is easy, but this is not the strategy. And we will try, and 5% will use it, but we will need to keep adding ideas into something that's exactly. Exactly. Yes. No, not to implement gamification, to solve retention. We are losing a lot of users. What can be one of the paths for us to keep them with us? So gamification is supposed to help me with retention. So give me the talk, do the workshop, inspire the people. We will draft ideas and we will implement new features. It doesn't it's not, let me show you the slides again. It's I wouldn't say it's a route, just because look at this example here. Great. So when I'm creating my avatar, I'm touching different points at the same time. And this means that Renato will like this more because of social. Vlad will like this more because of empowerment. His profile will be way more creative than mine. So it, although there's the points, if you go to Yukai Show, let me show you this. Show. Okay. Yes, and this is a good example here. Although the image will make you a bit scared of it, don't be. Just it's just that this image here, I can't zoom in. Sad. So yeah, so achievers, explorers, socializer, killers, and different stages. Yes, so different, but this is let me click this. This was for a specific brand, showing how through time, and for different profiles, I'll add different triggers. So here's talking about the triggers, giving examples on the triggers. Oh my god. Oh my god, why did I click here? Oh, so they are showing here. So how Facebook does it. There's meaning, there's a lot of different elements, and this graph is showing that Facebook has more avoidance and social pressure than scarcity, for instance. Just the example here. But for Facebook to be the way they are, they started the discovery. So when I'm in the discovery phase, I'm not giving them all those elements at once. He needs to learn basic things so that I level up, and now I'm onboarding, then scaffolding, then end game. So the game needs to evolve with them through time. That's the flow thing that we were discussing. And the game will be perceived differently if I'm achiever, if I'm explorer, if I'm a socializer, because you will have more elements there. To be honest, in an online multi that's the name for the in an online multiplayer environment, your solution should connect with different things with different people. That I will play the example of League of Legends for someone. I will play the game because I like these elements, but he's playing the game because he likes other elements. And great, the game accommodates me and him and millions of people as well, because there are different triggers for us. Therefore, there are different ways to solve this challenge, to play this game. And people that are being your customer are being with different objectives. I just want to have this safe income here, or I just want to exploit the market for some trend. So the Octalysis framework, I've used with big brands, Google and many others, as a way for us to understand, plan our view, decide our priorities, and start engaging more, having the users more engaged. If they are engaged, we are retaining them. And if our adventure is so interesting, they are telling their friends, and more people are doing, because it's not fun, it's easy, it works. That's it. Yes, because yeah, that's the general trend, and AI will help you make that journey more individual journey, but you need to set the tracks. What are the triggers? For instance, right now, before this meeting, I was discussing with a big hotel chain in Brazil. They have 4 million members, and they want to retain those members. They want them to keep being their customers. They want them to buy with them directly, not through Airbnb, not through Booking. But in those 4 million people, there are members there that stay with in their hotels like half of the year. But there are people that go there 2 weekends in a year. Different games, different carrots, or different ways for them to make it interesting, because we are trying to make one game be played for 4 million people in a way that makes sense to them. Do it. I'm I'm 100% sure that here at Yukai Show Library they have that. But what I want to show you, the way I do this, I'm really sorry. I'm trying to find a specific thing, and I'm not doing a good job. I didn't find the best way here. Here, the way I do it, it start using doing a canvas, the same canvas, and in the audience I'll put the different generations, or the way I want to segment my audience. And so then there's the people that general audience, and I'll put the behaviors that I mentioned. Open the wallet, learn about this, do this, that. Then I'm adding new generations, because generation and finance, okay? Until 25 years, they are not thinking about the future. They need money now to, yeah, from 25 to 35 they start understanding about that. They need to start having a more conscious decision that this can spend more than that. So there are plenty of and you all know that since I work with financial institutions, we use that same thing. So we were seeing, so until 25, what's our approach, what will be the triggers? From 25 to what will be the trigger? From 35 and on, depends on their wallet with us right now, or the profile, risk profile that they feel. In Brazil, you have to have the risk profile, things like that. But we were designing in the same framework, in the same canvas, different behaviors for different audiences, to have this complete view. Like, never start with business goals. Start with, you do this because of the members. So understand the audience, understand the behaviors, put your goals now to match reference with that. Like, I want them to learn about that, but I don't have a business goal to make people understand about my thing. So I'm not prioritizing that. And once you have this vision, I think now you can write a purpose that's meaningful, that could be more broad to the audience. And when you are going to do that, if you are not familiar with this video, oh my god, I'm not showing you my screen. I took so much time to get to the business canvas, and I didn't show you my screen. I'm really sorry. Where is it? Here, sorry. Let me show you this. I'm really sorry. So I'm in the wrong place. We don't need audio now. Now this will be way easier. So this is the canvas that I do. I start with audience. I put behaviors for each audience. I start with the most basic one, and then I add layers with different post-its. So now for younger generation, what is specific to them? Audience, behaviors, skip benefit, go to goals. Audience, behaviors, goals. They want this. I'm looking for that. Look at this, try to find your unique purpose, and then decide what will be your path. And for doing purpose, what I do, and it's here in the materials as well, I watch this TED Talk until I'm done asleep. Isn't the link here? Yes, the link's here. Where is it? I'm really sorry to take your time. If you are not familiar with this TED Talk, I've probably watched this over 100 times. And is the discussion about why Apple is Apple, why whatever is whatever. Yes. Hey, so is this. So I look at that, I watch this video over and over, and I try to find a unique purpose for my brand to say, this is why we are doing this. And the decisions come from the purpose, then to decide what's priority, what we think we should do, and where to invest time, money. So anyone else wanted to add something? I'm really sorry. I had time, and you had time. You're here, so we kept the ball rolling here. Hey, Dimitrios, you want to say something? Yeah, yeah. And that's a design choice. They decided to connect with only one audience, and that's it, guy, man. And to be honest, a lot of companies that I talk about this, they are very scared about the word fun. They are very scared about the word about ludic. So my main thing here in the talk is, hey, making things fun and ludic, it's not do gamification. Do gamification, understand user modification. If you can do things fun and ludic and get business results, amazing. Some people will engage more. For instance, and I have to tell you now, and I'm sorry if this will hurt your heart, but the Volkswagen example where we started, for me, is the worst example of gamification ever, because when we make the radars that fun and ludic, we only want to obey the speed limit there. We are not obeying the speed limit everywhere, always. And that's what we really need. But again, here it, hey man, that was interesting. We should make things more appealing, interesting. We could do that and people will like. But if you go back to the essence and say, shit, that's totally wrong, because then we are doing what we do now. We only obey the speed limit when Waze says to us there's a radar there, or when we see it. Otherwise, step on and we will still have accidents. So it's not solving the real problem, although it's fun, interesting, and that's why they did it for 3 days and over. It helps to explain the concept, but it is not the deep work that needs to be done to change things. Uh, it could look like a game. Uh, Trailhead could use the approach of Duolingo. Like, Duolingo is a success. Why are we not doing the same approach as Duolingo and play this game and defeat that and give you an epic meaning? You are fighting the knowledge monster, and you are leveling up. That could be that epic journey as well, and you could create that. But then you are niching your audience, and maybe this is not your purpose. Their purpose is niching an audience, doing an objective, and helping them in this part of life. But maybe you want to help the other part of life, and that's a decision that you guys have to take. Like, why? What's our why? And embrace that. Yes, man. Watch his TED talk, and like there's a lot of inspirations there, and the guy creates ton of content. I'm just an admirer as well, and I'm proof that that works, and that's why I'm here. Okay, so if anyone else, thank you so much for your time, guys, and I hope you follow me on LinkedIn. I want to take this to new stages. So thank you so much. And if you need anything, reach out to me, and we talk.